Hello, it's the Coaster Craze, and today I'll be counting down the top 10 new for 2018 roller coasters in the world. So, to clarify, this list is made up of roller coasters that are new to open in 2018, so they're not relocated roller coasters. And also, it can be from any place in the world, but there needs to be a decent amount of information about them so I can see how good they are. So, there probably will be a couple more announced, but all the major parks have pretty much announced their new rides, so this will be a pretty definitive list of what the top 10 new for 2018 roller coasters are. So, let's get started. I'm going to start my top 10 out with a tie between two new clones. These are the RMC Raptor coasters, Railblazer and Wonder Woman Golden Lasso coaster. So this Railblazer footage credited to California's Great America for the POV, and it's the same exact thing as Wonder Woman Golden Lasso coaster, which is heading to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. It has a 100-foot, 90-degree drop. It goes a little over 50 miles per hour, has 3 inversions, has about 3 airtime moments, some overbank turns, and overall is just a good rush. It's a very short ride, clocking in at only 1,800 feet of track each, but it definitely delivers in thrills and in just a good variety of elements. So California's Great America, I think, has a better one because, well, besides its cooler color scheme, it also has all this rock work and near misses. But these coasters they're definitely some of the weakest RMCs because of their length, but they still look like really fun rides with a great drop, some solid airtime, and some good inversions. So let's go to number 9 now. At number 9, I have Time Traveler, a Mack spinning launched inverting coaster coming to Silver Dollar City next year. So all footage from this video belongs to Silver Dollar City. I do not own the rights to it. So this was a toss-up of where to put it. I had a lot of trouble because it's such an innovative ride and very unique. On paper it looks awesome. It's the first spinning launch inverting coaster. It has an awesome use of the terrain. It has this amazing 90-foot, 90-degree drop out of the station while cars are spinning. But then the stats are not very impressive. It's a tiny bit over 50 miles per hour. The launch is 47 miles per hour, and it's not a very quick acceleration of the launch. And the size is decent, but the length is barely over 3,000 feet, and I really wish it was longer because this costs $26 million. It costs a ton of money to build, yet it's not that long of a ride. So it definitely deserves to be on here just from the uniqueness, and just looks like a cool ride with a good variety of elements. I wish it had more airtime hills. It looks like it has 1 or 2 airtime humps, but I'm not even sure if you get airtime with spinning cars. But it has lap bars, which is a good start for getting some solid airtime. So I really can't say how great this coaster will be until it opens and and the coaster enthusiasts get to ride it and really see what it feels like to go upside down while spinning, and what if you can get airtime while spinning and stuff. So until now, I'm putting it at the number 9 spot. It's definitely gonna be a top 10 coaster for next year, but we just won't know if it's gonna be as good as some of these models that have been time tested, like an RMC Hybrid or B&M Hyper, etc. That we all know are always good. Coming in at number 8, another Mack Rides coaster, and the first foreign coaster to make this list. This is Icon, coming to Blackpool Pleasure Beach in England. So this is also a Mack double launch coaster, and has 2 inversions and about 3 to 4 really good airtime moments. It looks like it has some solid ejector, but I think the main thing here is the ride duration. So it's in the 3700s, so it's significantly longer than Time Traveler. And no, it doesn't have the spinning cars to add intensity, and it's only around 50 miles per hour and 80 feet tall. But what it does have is that great duration, and it looks like it packs some intensity. So I timed down, it was about a minute to a minute 10 from launch to brakes, so that's really nice. It has 2 really cool inversions. Here's the second one right here. They look like they have some really nice hang time at the top, and overall it just has some cool twists. It almost has the intimate twistiness, going back and forth, kind of like I-305. And it's low to the ground. It has a lot of near miss elements and head choppers. It interacts with like 5 other rides, so that's really cool. And overall, it kind of looks like almost like a sleeper hit. Like it doesn't have like the 7 versions of Helix or like anything like that. It doesn't have giant height or speed, but it just looks like a really well put together ride that I think will leave a great impression on the riders. At the number 7 spot, I have Twisted Cyclone coming to Six Flags Over Georgia. So this was announced very recently. This was one of the big Six Flags announcements, and it is an RMC hybrid. So it has an awesome color scheme and a not so awesome length. I think the only to me, my one sentence analysis of this coaster is that it's pretty much your average RMC, just shorter. So that's not good. Like I wish it had just like a signature element. I think the best thing is that it has that Cobra roll, which is kind of cool. It's the only Cobra roll on an RMC, but I'm sure it'll be a great ride. But it's just so short. I mean, it's gonna be a really fun, and it's coming in at number 7 spot. It has 10 airtime moments, which for an RMC that's not great, but for a coaster that's really good. So this is a coaster that has good inversions. It has good airtime. I'm sure all 10 airtime hills will be great ejector. It just I wish there was more, like how like Twisted Timbers has 20, and it's not that much bigger at all. This 2,400 feet of track, it's not tiny, but it's a lot bigger than like those Raptors, but I just wish it was a little longer. It has cool cars, cool color scheme. Overall, it's going to be a great ride. Probably the best at Over Georgia. I just wish that had a longer lane. So it's coming at the number 7 spot. There are 6 coasters better than this, but it's still an awesome attraction. So coming in at the number 6 spot, I have a coaster not talked about much. This is Unknown coming to Vinpearland. So right now it doesn't have a name yet, but Vinpearland is going to be a new for 2018 park that will open with this, a Vekoma Mine Train, and a Vekoma Suspended Coaster. So this coaster packs in a lot. It's about 3,400 feet of track, so that's a decent length. But it has a launch, it goes 71.5 miles per hour. That's fast. 164 foot tall top hat, that's really nice. 3 inversions, 6 airtime moments, an overbank, and just overall it just looks like a great variety of elements. This is an amazing looking coaster. So it's gonna be a cloned model, but this will be the first of the Vekoma Firestorms, and that's the name of the model. So the second one will come out in like 2020, I think, in China. But this coaster is also for China, but it's just an awesome looking ride. Like here's the POV of it here. This looks like a powerful launch. It packs in, like, it has everything. It has a launch, it has drop, top hat, airtime, bank turns, overbank, inversions. Like I heard that Vekoma recently has been really good with that Formula 1 for Energy Landing and the Lek coaster this year. So this looks like it's going to be definitely Vekoma's best coaster. And the newest Vekoma I've ridden is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at Magic Kingdom, but that is a very smooth coaster. So I feel like this new Vekoma track and trains with the lap bars, it's going to be a really nice ride. And I feel like this will definitely be one of the best coasters for 2017. It's just that 2018. And 2018 is just such a good year that there's still 5 coasters better than this. At the number 5 spot, I have another clone, but this one already has a model that's out. This will be a clone of Flash, which is a Mack Rides hypercoaster, and this is the 3rd and final Mack Rides coaster to be on this list. So it's coming to Land of Legends theme park in Turkey. They just have an Intamin water coaster, so this will be a huge addition. It doesn't have a name yet, so it's just unknown for now. But it's sure to be an awesome ride because it's an exact clone of Flash. So it's going to have this cool twisted hypercoaster drop that's like 190 feet, but it's 200 feet tall. It has the world's largest loop. It has a 0G roll. It features like 6 airtime hills. It has awesome like bang turns. And overall, just a really interesting looking hypercoaster. Because like we've seen Intamin, we've seen Morgan, we've seen B&M. But like now we've seen Mack Rides make a hypercoaster. It's really cool. It's not going to be traditional because it has inversions. But it looks like it has some really solid ejector and some really cool turnarounds and really retains the high speed throughout the ride. So So the top 4 coasters on this list are a little bit better in my opinion, because just 2018 is so amazing. But like if this came out in 2017 this year, this would be the best new coaster because this is an awesome looking new ride. Like it has this cool helix, has those like that kind of intimate twistiness about it. So let's get on to the top 4 now. Number 5 is Music Roller Coaster. So this will be a B&M Hyper coming to Happy Valley Beijing in 2018. So it's part of a 2-ride B&M package that also include a family inverted coaster. So you can see they haven't released any like videos or like there's no photos of it, but they did have this concept art which you can see here. That's courtesy of Happy Valley. So you can't really get much of a sense of the layout here, but it's a B&M Hyper model, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be over 200 feet, because it can be like Goliath at LeBron, where it's like 160 or something. But either way, it's still going to be a great ride. I've ridden 4 other B&Ms, and you can see some pictures of them here. You got Mako and Nitro, and so they're just amazing floater airtime filled coasters. So this is sure to be a great ride because B&M Hypers have such a great reputation. Starting off the top 3, I have what I believe will be the sleeper hit of 2018, Twisted Timbers, an RMC hybrid coming to King's Dominion. The footage in this video is courtesy of King's Dominion. I just want to clarify. And this coaster looks really awesome. So it doesn't have a huge size or anything, and the length isn't crazy. It's like about 3,500 feet of track around that area, but it's actually longer than the original hurler, so that's really awesome. And it has this barrel roll down drop, which will be really cool. It's only going to be the second one in the country to have that. It has all these airtime humps, and while Twisted Cyclone was just kind of like an RMC redo of a coaster, this, I feel like RMC and Kings Dominion really went above and beyond. 20 total airtime moments. That's insane. 3 overbanks, 3 inversions. This looks like a really fun roller coaster, and I can't wait to ride it next year. So yeah, it doesn't have like, it's not raved about and like hyped as much as the top 2 coasters on this list, but what it does have is a great layout and just packs in a ton in that amount of time. Like there's like 5 straight airtime humps at the end. This is a really awesome looking roller coaster that I'm super thrilled and pumped to ride. The big debate over which of the top 2 2018 coasters has been going on for a little bit of time now, but I'm here to state my opinion. I think the Energylandia Hyper is the number 2 coaster next year, which means we all know what the number 1 is going to be, but let's get that down into what makes this roller coaster so awesome. I feel like this has potential, and it'll probably be the best hyper coaster in the world, in my opinion. It has a ton of variety. It has this humongous drop. It's huge. It's like the biggest hyper coaster. It's like 265-foot drop, 85 degrees, 87 miles per hour. That's almost 90. That's like almost giga speed. It has tons of airtime hills. It has this signature element, this twist and dive, which looks like it's like a dive loop, except it's like airtime hill then goes into it, so it turns later into the dive loop. It just is so awesome, this coaster. Like it combines all these great intimate creations. Like it has the big hills of El Toro, the small humps of Sky Rush, these crazy turns like that high speed turn for like Maverick and stuff, and it just an awesome coaster. It is a pretty good length. It's like 4,700 something feet. The number 1 coaster does beat it by about like 1,000 feet, which is a lot. But this coaster still packs in a ton of airtime and a ton of awesome twisted elements. So overall, this coaster is going to be an epic one to ride. I bet it's going to be super intense. I'm a little upset it's in Poland because I'm not going there anytime soon. But I'm glad for the people of Poland that they now have a really world-class coaster on their hands. And personally, I think both of these top 2 coasters for 2018 are easily going to be top 10 coasters in the world. I think that both are going to be in top 5 in the world. And personally, I think the number 1 coaster of 2018 will be the best coaster in the world. And this one will be very close behind. So let's find out what number 1 is. And at number 1, of course, it's Steel Vengeance. So some people prefer the Energylandia Hyper because it has a lot of variety of elements. And some people think that Steel Engines can get a little repetitive since it's so long. It just has like tons of bunny hops and like overbanks and then like inversions just like back to back and stuff like that. But honestly, I don't think that's a problem because Armsy is like they've always worked with that formula, and this is just an expanded version of it. That's awesome. So I knew it was gonna be like around 200 feet. And 90-degree drop, that's insane. We could see that from the construction. It's gonna go 74 miles per hour. That's just crazy. And we thought since it's like a longer layout because like Mean Streak's pretty long, it might go like have like 4 inversions, and it does. So that's gonna break the record for a hybrid inversions. It's gonna have a ton. It has this awesome like overbank airtime hill. It has these giant airtime hills at the beginning, and then the ending is just like a bunch of small stuff. It's crazy because like with such a big layer, you wouldn't expect to have all these little bunny hops, but it's like a wicked cyclone on steroids, like mixed with like I don't even know, like I guess Texas Giant is the closest example because that has like is like the longest RMC so far. But it's just such a great looking ride. Like it combines a great different type of elements like airtime, overbanks, an awesome drop. 4 really good inversions that look like they got a lot of hang time on them. But the main thing that made me go just like drop my jaw was when I saw that length. 5,700 feet of track. Wow. That's insane. That's almost 6,000. So that's just so long. Think about it. That's 1,000 longer than the Energylandia Hyper. So this, I think, could be the best coaster in the world, depending on 2 things. If it's very smooth and if all the airtime hills deliver. If both those things happen, I feel like it will be the best coaster in the world. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it got a little too long, but I'm curious to hear your comments below of what you think the top 10 new for 2018 roller coasters are. I know there are going to be a couple more announced probably, but I think all the major ones have been announced. And please like and subscribe to see more awesome roller coaster content. I'll soon be publishing my park visit videos for my Florida trip, where I'll be compiling footage and vlogs from each day at the parks. So, see you guys later from the Coaster Craze.